If anyone still believes America is thriving, all they need to do is look at the latest migration map. Hundreds of thousands of people are packing up and walking away from states that were once national success stories. And they're not leaving because they suddenly decided they want ocean views, they're leaving because staying has become a fight for survival. Illinois has watched nearly 1 million residents disappear. New Jersey now leads the nation in outbound migration. Even Hawaii, once a postcard-perfect dream, has transformed into a financial nightmare, with living costs so extreme that locals are fleeing to Las Vegas in such large numbers it's earned the nickname the Ninth Island. These aren't isolated incidents. They reveal a deep fracture running through the country: crushing taxes, snowballing state debt, rising crime, collapsing infrastructure, hospitals pushed to the brink, and in some regions, land literally sinking beneath people's feet. In today's video, we're breaking down the 10 states Americans are quietly, but urgently, trying to escape. Each one tells a story filled with struggle, harsh reality, and moments that are almost unbelievable. We begin with Hawaii. Just the name itself brings up images of blazing sunsets, waves crashing against volcanic rock, and beaches so perfect they look unreal. But those dreams shatter the moment you see the housing market, average home prices hovering near $1.1 million and a one-bedroom rental costing more than $2,400 a month. Paradise now feels like a gated luxury resort with an admission price only the wealthy can afford. No one understands that better than Hawaiians themselves. Tens of thousands leave the islands every year, not seeking adventure, but simply trying to breathe again. And the most common place they run to is Las Vegas. Has become the go-to escape for Hawaiians, so much so that people jokingly call it the Ninth Island. But the real question is, why would anyone walk away from a place as breathtaking as Hawaii? The answer lies far beneath the glossy images you see on postcards. Hawaii's economy leans almost entirely on tourism and real estate, and that imbalance has crushed local families. Wages simply can't keep up with the soaring cost of living. Homes that once belonged to generations of island residents are now year-round Airbnbs glowing with tourist occupancy, or they've become second homes for mainlanders who drop in for a few weeks and vanish again. And once housing becomes an investment commodity instead of a place to live, the very people who built the island's culture are pushed out of their own homeland. Everything is made even worse by the realities of living on an island: shipping costs, limited supply chains, and inflated prices that hit every corner of daily life. Want a gallon of milk? Nearly $8. Need to fill your gas tank? You'll feel like you just made a lifelong commitment to the fuel pump. Even retirees, people who dreamed of slowing down in paradise, find themselves overwhelmed. Their savings burn out far faster than they would on the mainland, while medical bills, insurance premiums, and long-term care expenses keep piling higher. At some point, they start asking themselves a heartbreaking question: is the ocean view worth losing financial stability? Hawaii remains stunning, still the kind of beauty people put on their wallpapers and vision boards. But for many who were born and raised there, it's starting to feel like a place that's only affordable to admire, not to inhabit. And that leads us to a difficult truth: if even one of the most beautiful places on earth can't keep its own people, what deeper issues are eating away from the inside? Because the next state on this list doesn't have Hawaii's scenery, doesn't have oceans or a postcard glow, yet it's losing people even faster. If Hawaii's story is one of paradise priced beyond reach, then West Virginia is its opposite, a place so affordable that it almost feels abandoned, a land where the tragedy isn't the cost of living, but the lack of reasons to stay. A local once said something that sounded like a joke, yet carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken truths: stay here long enough, and the mountains stop feeling like scenery, they start feeling like walls. Look at the numbers and you'll see exactly why that line spread across the state faster than an old AM radio signal. West Virginia has been losing residents every single decade since 1950. 70 years have passed, and the population chart has only ever moved in one direction: down. Young adults pack their bags. College graduates never look back. People with ambition left long before that. What remains are Appalachian towns where the bars close early, coal mines sit silent, and for lease signs hang like faded memories of the life this place once had. But the heart of the story isn't just the collapse of coal. It's that the entire system couldn't transition fast enough. While other states invested in technology, healthcare, and digital infrastructure, West Virginia stayed tethered to the hope that the old jobs would return. They didn't. And no one offered a serious backup plan. Weak internet, limited healthcare access, crumbling infrastructure, these are red flags that make modern companies look elsewhere. And so the cycle deepened. Fewer jobs meant young people left. Fewer young people meant fewer new businesses. Fewer businesses meant even more job losses. It's a downward spiral no campaign slogan can fix. For the American middle class here, the generation that once powered factories, steel mills, and coal mines, the dream used to be simple: work hard, pay off the house, retire surrounded by children and grandchildren. But then home values collapsed. Houses couldn't be sold. The kids had to move to Ohio, Pennsylvania, or the Carolinas just to build a future. And that's the pain people outside Appalachia don't understand. The house still stands. The mountains are still there. But the family is gone. And that emptiness, not poverty, not coal, not decline, is what truly breaks the hearts of the people who stayed. West Virginia today feels like a classic car parked in a dusty garage, beautiful and nostalgic, but no one has the money or energy to bring it back to life. The cost of living is low, yet future prospects are even lower. Ask yourself this: if a state can't hold on to its young generation, does it have a future, or is it just surviving on memories of better times? The situation in Illinois tells a very different story. People aren't leaving because of a lack of jobs or crumbling infrastructure, they're leaving because of crushing taxes. The burden is so heavy that many residents feel they must run rather than walk away. Over the past decade, nearly 800,000 people abandoned the state, roughly the population of Seattle, uprooted not by desire but by necessity. There's a bitter joke that circulates: deep dish pizza, deeper debt. It's funny in words, but painfully true in reality. Consider the perspective of a middle-class Illinois resident who has spent 30 or 40 years working to pay off a home purchased with sweat and savings. Property taxes are among the highest in the nation, sometimes exceeding $9,000 annually just to keep a roof over your head. Yet the return on that money often feels inadequate: pothole-riddled streets, underfunded public services, and a state budget perpetually in deficit, like an empty barrel patched with duct tape. Beneath this, Illinois grapples with massive public pension debt and a chronic budget shortfall, patched each year with higher taxes, new fees, and confusing revenue schemes. Chicago, the state's crown jewel, faces its own crises: skyrocketing crime rates, high living costs, and aging infrastructure. For families who could afford to leave, Indiana or Wisconsin offered more affordable housing, lower taxes, and a reprieve from the constant financial squeeze. Retirees faced a cruel dilemma: keep a home full of lifelong memories and watch taxes slowly drain their savings, or sell and leave the state they loved. The middle class began to feel like hostages in their own homes, paying for a system that demanded more than they could give. In Illinois, you don't just pay property taxes, you pay to survive. That reality pushed many families to quietly stand up, take a final look at their homes, and leave. And while Illinois drives people away with fiscal pressure, the next state on the list doesn't do it with money, it does it with nature itself. There, the land is literally disappearing by the hour. Leaving Illinois, where residents are fleeing under the weight of crushing tax bills, we arrive in Alaska, a place so stunning it literally takes your breath away. But beauty here comes at a price. Imagine living somewhere the sun disappears for 65 straight days. You might think darkness brings peace, but in Alaska, even everyday life is harsher than the cold. Crime rates are surprisingly high, and the challenges of daily living are relentless. Since 2013, Alaska has seen over 40,000 people leave. It's not that they hate the forests, mountains, or the dancing aurora borealis, they simply couldn't endure the pace of life dictated by such extreme surroundings. Alaska was never built for crowded living. Every carton of milk, every vegetable, every screw must travel thousands of miles by sea or air to reach local stores, making basic goods 20 to 30% more expensive than on the mainland, and even higher in remote areas. But the struggle isn't just financial. It's the weight of isolation, the sense of being left behind. Step outside, look at the map, and for hundreds of miles there is nothing but snow, forest, and silence. Short days, long nights. Small towns often have only a single store, one gas station, and one bar with a karaoke machine that hasn't worked since 2011. Healthcare poses another challenge. Serious illness can mean traveling hundreds of miles or relying on medical flights. For seniors, Alaska's wild beauty is a constant reminder that nature is magnificent, but disease and emergencies wait for no one. Many dream of a slow life in Alaska, watching the northern lights, fishing, and living close to the land. Yet eventually, reality intervenes. Life requires community, roads, hospitals, and more than scenic views. For many older residents, this becomes a painful choice: remain in the wilderness or move closer to family. Even the elders have a saying that captures the state's essence: Alaska is breathtaking, and it will happily watch you run out of breath. It doesn't care, it's not cruel, just honest. And in that honesty, Alaska has one undeniable virtue: it never deceives anyone about the challenges of living there. Nature in Alaska is honest but indifferent. It doesn't plead, it doesn't promise, and it certainly doesn't care about human plans. Its vastness is breathtaking, yet that very vastness drives people away. It's not that anyone hates Alaska, it simply doesn't need humans. And that brings us to the next state, where the forces pushing people out are far less forgiving: sky-high living costs. Welcome to Connecticut. If Alaska repels with isolation, Connecticut does so with wealth, luxury, and an unforgiving cost of living. On paper, it seems perfect: beautiful towns, proximity to major cities, excellent schools, and high incomes. But beneath the postcard-perfect streets, people are quietly packing up and leaving, creating a paradox that is as painful as it is perplexing. Picture a town with ivy-covered libraries, autumn leaves painting the sidewalks gold, and pristine white houses with fences straight out of a Hallmark scene. Now imagine receiving your property tax bill, $600, $500, or even $10,000, and suddenly the charm feels like a gilded museum that preserved everything but your wallet. The deeper problem isn't just taxes. Connecticut's economy is built on high-end industries, finance, insurance, specialized healthcare. These sectors generate immense wealth, yet they create few opportunities for the broader population. If you're not wearing the white-collar uniform, you feel like an extra in a movie where you weren't cast for a lead role. Infrastructure hasn't kept pace either: roads from the Reagan era, aging trains that rattle and delay as if asking for retirement, all while residents pay some of the highest taxes in the nation without seeing equivalent services in return. The social divide only adds to the frustration. On the Gold Coast, in towns like Greenwich and Westport, luxury cars gleam without a wash, while a few dozen miles away, shopping malls sit empty, schools are underfunded, and young people leave in search of opportunities elsewhere. One state, two worlds, sharing the same pothole-strewn streets. For retirees, it feels like paying just to grow old. For middle-class parents, it's a constant worry that their children won't stay because upward mobility is scarce. Connecticut is beautiful, peaceful, and orderly, but for many, it offers no future. And that raises the question: would you choose to live somewhere stunning yet stagnant, or would you seek a place where life might still be possible? If Connecticut feels like a museum of frozen wealth, Mississippi is more like a museum of enduring poverty, a place where hardship has stacked up over generations. The average income here is the lowest in the nation, the poverty rate remains alarmingly high, and the sense that time has passed while policy stagnated hangs over the state. Unlike Illinois, which lost residents in dramatic waves, Mississippi's population decline has been quiet and steady, almost imperceptible, like a door left slightly ajar. Young people leave in search of better opportunities, while middle-class families, especially older generations, cling to their homes despite mounting difficulties. Economic growth is scarce, and assets rarely appreciate. Schools, healthcare, and infrastructure consistently rank at the bottom nationally, not simply because of money, but because the state has struggled to pivot toward modern industries. While much of America has embraced technology, services, and urbanization, Mississippi clings to an older economic model built on agriculture, manual labor, and low-wage industries. It's a version of the past many love, yet one incapable of sustaining the future. The people of Mississippi are undeniably hardworking and resilient, but even resilience has limits. When the cost of living, including necessities like shoes, can exceed a day's wages, determination alone isn't enough to lift a community. Here, the struggle isn't a lack of effort, it's a system that keeps the door open just enough for hope to slip through, quietly, one generation at a time. That paradox leaves many feeling powerless, especially the older generations. People who spent their entire lives laboring under the southern sun, raising families, and paying off mortgages often look back to realize they have little to pass on to their grandchildren. It's not their fault, it's simply that Mississippi's economic pace can't match the rest of the country. If Mississippi clings to the past, Louisiana faces a far more brutal, modern challenge. The very ground beneath its feet is disappearing. Here, taxes and policies matter less than the literal erosion of land. Every hour, Louisiana loses an area the size of a football field, and around 30,000 residents leave each year. This isn't just a population decline, it's a state slowly vanishing. Drive through the southern bayous, and you'll see homes perched on tall stilts, seemingly in defense against an invisible enemy. Rising seas, sinking soil, and recurring storms have turned every year into a cycle of rebuilding and loss. Infrastructure struggles to keep pace, and the insurance system is overwhelmed. Families often pay premiums higher than rents in other states, and many insurers have exited the market entirely after repeated disaster seasons. For lifelong residents of New Orleans, Baton Rouge, or the coastal towns, the experience is exhausting. Fix the roof, rebuild, endure another storm. Savings dwindle, and morale erodes with each passing hurricane season. For the middle class, Louisiana presents a painful dilemma: stay and shoulder mounting financial and safety risks, or leave and sacrifice the unique culture, close-knit communities, festivals, and traditions that define the state. Here, every decision feels like a compromise between survival and the love of home. In Louisiana, there are no perfect choices, only options that hurt less. Yet, the people here retain their trademark humor. They joke that in Louisiana, you can fry anything: fish, bees, even your patience with the power grid. Beneath the laughter lies a quiet acknowledgement of the challenges they face. Nature, crumbling infrastructure, and unaffordable insurance are forces far stronger than any individual, and when all three turn against a resident at once, the only recourse for many is to leave. From the sinking bayous of Louisiana, we turn to a starkly different landscape: North Dakota. Here, the land is solid, but the reasons to stay are vanishing. While Louisiana battles rising seas, North Dakota struggles with economic fragility. During the shale oil boom from 2011 to 2014, towns like Williston seemed destined for greatness. People arrived with little more than a suitcase and a six-figure dream, sleeping wherever they could: trucks, shipping containers, anything with a roof, because even a trailer could cost $2,500 a month. It was a modern gold rush, except the treasure lay beneath frozen ground. But as oil prices collapsed, the town's lights dimmed and dreams evaporated. Today, 3-bedroom apartments rent for just $800, yet few choose to live there. The deeper problem is structural. North Dakota relies on a single, volatile industry. When oil booms, prosperity follows. When it crashes, everything falls like dominoes. There is no alternative industry to sustain the population, and the social infrastructure is too weak to retain residents long-term. The weather compounds the challenge. Winters are more than cold, they are psychologically punishing, with gray skies, short days, and wind that cuts through skin like blades. For those who came during the oil boom, especially older workers, the sense of abandonment is palpable. The land remains, but the community and hope for a stable future are disappearing just as quickly as the oil fortunes once did. Many who came to North Dakota chased the promise of quick wealth, lured by the boom of shale oil. Staying, however, meant being trapped with a depreciating home, limited job opportunities, and a shrinking community. The original residents watched their towns transform into bustling boomtowns, only to see them hollow out and revert to ghost towns within a single generation. Every year, thousands leave, not out of dislike for North Dakota, but because the state, both in governance and economy, has never offered a stable life, something older Americans deeply value. And if you think being near a major city automatically improves quality of life, the next state shows that proximity alone isn't enough. New Jersey now leads the nation in population loss, with residents joking that even the rats are thinking of moving. Beneath the humor lies a stark reality. Property taxes average $9,500 per year, and in some areas, even more. This doesn't account for tolls, insurance, and other essential expenses that are practically unavoidable. The pressure of constant commuting, jam-packed highways, and mounting bills leaves many asking, am I living to pay, or paying to live? New Jersey was once prized for its closeness to New York and Philadelphia, a small state conveniently placed near everything. Yet, ironically, it's far from peace and quiet. For middle-aged residents and retirees, the math is simple but painful. Staying consumes their savings, leaving behind memories of homes where they raised children and built careers. Many are choosing to relocate to Virginia, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and Florida, not because they dislike New Jersey, but because the relentless cost of living is eroding the quality of life, despite the state's strong economy, high incomes, and decent services. The question becomes unavoidable: is it worth paying some of the highest taxes in the country just to be near New York, or is it better to find a slower pace of life where your money stretches further? So, are people leaving because they're simply exhausted, or is America transforming in ways that make it impossible for many to keep up? I'd love to hear your perspective. Have you ever left a state, or are you considering moving elsewhere? Which state, in your opinion, might be next to experience a significant population exodus over the next 5 to 10 years? Your first-hand stories matter far more than any chart or statistic, so please share them in the comments section. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It helps me know you want more content like this. The insights shared in this video are based entirely on publicly available data, migration reports, and policy studies. There is no intention to personally attack or criticize any community. Each state carries its own beauty, culture, and unique values. Here, we are simply exploring trends, not passing judgment. Thank you for watching until the very end.